right, team, well, we're back. So today we have another topic, and that is bridling the tongue.
I'm terrible at this. Okay. Keeping it real.
Okay, yeah, so still got opportunity here. Here it is, ladies. As we are, in the midst of discussions with our significant others and having conversations, one of the things that I think women fall victim to, especially stronger independent women fall victim to, is bridling the tongue. I'm a pretty good negotiator. I'm a pretty good arguer. But there's some things I've learned recently, and that is that being right is overrated a lot of times in relationships and in marriages. And sometimes I feel like we need to sometimes just put a muzzle on some of this stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So a book I wrote about 5 years ago, I have a chapter called Bridling the Beast. And I remember there's a part in there when I said, bridling my tongue almost feels like it can be physically painful.
Ooh.
Like
it hurts.
I want to say something so bad to you. I want to respond so harshly sometimes because it's all emotion, right? So we are like, I cannot believe I could tear something up right now with my words. And you're right, being right is overrated. And I think a lot of the times we just want to, either we want to be heard or we want the final word or whatever it may be, but it's so destructive. And I almost would rather just be quiet and just almost be in tears, trying not to say anything. Have you ever felt like that, where you're almost like in tears or physically in pain? Like, oh my God, I could say this, but I don't want to. And
I think it's important for both men and women to hear this.
Oh, yeah.
It is important to bridle your tongue for both parties. I think as you grow and mature in relationships, what you'll learn is that your peace sometimes is bigger than being right
so
and
much
having
more
the last word. And there are some things that are non-negotiables a lot of times, especially for me and my husband, when we are having disagreements. Some of those words can really cut. They totally mess up the message that you're trying to say.
Absolutely.
And making sure that some things are off limits. No, you can't just say everything.
Right.
You can't just say
don't
everything
come for nobody's
that you want
character,
to.
okay?
Exactly.
Don't talk about that little toe that sits up off the ground, okay? It ain't no need to talk about that, okay?
Your toe that sits up off the ground. That's hilarious.
But Tara's right. Like, I mean, there's some things that are off the table. Like, you can't talk about people's character. Or, a lot of times, like, if we're talking about a spouse, we're each other's safe place.
Yeah.
So let's say your spouse has been through something difficult in life, and when you get upset, you go and you pull on that thing and you make them feel bad for it. That's terrible.
I've heard women do that. I've heard women talk about their husbands who, you couldn't get a job, you got fired from blah blah blah. Like, you really have to watch that. You can destroy somebody's
in a relationship. You can
destroy your relationship. But nobody wants to be married to that.
Nobody.
Or in
who wants to come
whatever
home to
that is. Yeah. Who wants to come home to that?
One other thing I would say too is that I'm working on specifically is really just allowing people the space to be heard as well. So when I don't agree with something that someone is saying, I don't have to cut them off and say, well, that's not necessarily right, the road you're going down. Like sometimes you just have to hear people out. So bridling the tongue means like being a good listener too.
I love that. And I think one of the critical things in any discussion is being able to listen, because the reality is there are definitely moments where you really don't have the right perspective on things. And sometimes you need to hear and listen, and it could change your mind.
If we would absolutely go into conversations to understand instead of trying to respond, because a lot of times if we all think about this, and this goes for work, this goes for friendships, this goes for marriages, this goes honestly, let's just think about our prayer life. Sometimes we're so ready to tell God all of our issues and what we need from him, and he's like, sweetheart, if you would just be quiet, I could speak to you. But I mean,
if
you could just muzzle, hold it down. But sometimes we're so ready to just tell somebody our truth, but our truth isn't always the truth. And I think that's one thing marriage probably has taught both of us, is that like the way we were raised, the way we were brought up, like that's how we see the world. But then you meet this whole other person that was raised a whole nother way, and that was, you know, seeing the world through different eyes and raised by different parents. And like, God, we can learn so much by that.
I agree.
So
moral of the story, team, is a lot of times we just need to take our own ownership around what comes out of our mouths. The truth is that what comes out of our mouths can make or break a lot of things. So remember that this is an important, thing to learn. We'll keep talking about this probably more. I'm sure it'll come up again.
This is an ongoing topic.
Topic. All right. So like, subscribe, share, leave comments below.
Take care, guys.